Hi guys, the betting favourites for the United job are out, but being favourite doesn't always mean it's the correct decision. Some might set us back years. What we're going to do is going to go through the runners and the riders today, top 5 or 6, and go through what is quite clear now what United's plan is, at least for the next, what are we, January, 6 to 8 months. So stay with me. I said this yesterday, I'm gonna try and bash it out in 5 minutes. Firstly, quick thank you. Thank you for everyone that subscribed yesterday. Thank you for everyone that liked the video. Anything you can do for a really guy that's just starting this off as fun is all you can do is press that button. If you want to get a bell, click a bell. I'm not that fussed, but press that button um, and leave a comment. But this video is very comment heavy. I want to know who you're going to pick out of this list, or who you don't want to pick if I recommend them. So now let's get on with the favourites. So what's really obvious is anyone that does subscribe will have already seen the short I've done today. Is United seem to have a really clear plan, and that plan is a temporary manager to the end of the year. I think it's right as long as it is a temporary manager to the end of the year. That's my only worry. Obviously, Darren Fletcher has got the next 2 games, which are Burnley tomorrow. So we'll be doing the preview for that tomorrow. And then we've got the Brighton FA Cup match. And then and then we've got the derby, I think. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has gone from 20 to 1 to 3 to 1. That's from Fabrizio Romano, and it came out about, well, this will be published at 6:30. That came out, let me look at my clock, at about 2:30 this afternoon. So also Michael Carrick's being named. So those 3 are to the end of the year. And then we've got, what's available at the end of the year? The obvious one is Oliver Glasner. What puts me off Oliver Glasner is Ruben Amorim was fired or dismissed because Omar Barada brought him in, told him he could do this formation. Meanwhile, Ineos have set the club up to Jason, rightly or wrongly, Jason Wilcox and Dan Ashworth. Wilcox was there to design a style of football and recruit players with Dan Ashworth, just like Dan Ashworth did at Brighton, England, and Newcastle. And Jason Wilcox did very successfully at Southampton. Whether you agree with it or not, and then Amorim came in and wanted this 3-4-3. So although the Oliver Glasner thing doesn't make sense because it's a similar type of formation. What I mentioned before about setting us back 10 years would be Gareth Southgate. The problem that we've become apparent to is the Glazers ignore the football club, just don't do anything. And Ineos do loads, but loads that isn't very good. And you could see them doing a Gareth Southgate. I'm not going to call him sir because God knows why you're a sir when you don't win anything. Anyway, Rory McIlroy's just done the Grand Slam. He didn't even get a night out. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. It's all nonsense. Gareth Southgate would have the fans against him instantly, which is pretty hard to do because Manchester United fans are some of the greatest fans ever, if not the greatest fans ever. Enzo Maresca, my big issue is, look, he's just started studying out at Chelsea. It's the same setup. They are coaches. And he couldn't handle the Chelsea job. No disrespect to Chelsea fans, but the United job is 10 times bigger than any Chelsea job. But I do think we're going down the Chelsea model now. That's where I believe we are. I believe we're going young coaches, young players. It was very clear that Amorim wanted Ollie Watkins. He wanted a striker 26 to 32. Jason Wilcox didn't want that. He wanted Sesko. He wanted a young player. I still think Sesko will come good. Like I've said in previous videos, though, we had Højlund. Did we need Sesko? Could we have just stuck with this 22-year-old that we already had? I would argue possibly, but I do think Sesko will come good. So, anyone that, if you look back at the previous, especially not last night, but the nights before, I really went into the problems between Amorim, Wilcox, Barada, and Dan Ashworth that originally cost Dan Ashworth his job and then now has cost Ruben Amorim his job. besides the other stuff that's come out today, it was the fact, that there was just a total disagreement. Barada wanted this manager that didn't fit in with anything that we played. My outlier here is Kieran McKenna. Hear me out. What he did at Ipswich with back-to-back promotions and the way he played football, even though they are struggling now, he was involved in the Solskjaer thing. He's not United through and through, but he knows United. And he plays a style of football that is exciting. And anyone that takes a club from League One into the Championship and straight into the Premiership, I know they got relegated, but on that budget, has to be a talented guy. So that's what I would like to see. Eddie Howe, I think he's a good manager. I just don't think he'd work at United. And then there's a couple of outliers here at the bottom, which are Areola, and I'm just undecided on him because he's very attacking. I just don't know. But Thomas Tuchel, if you wanted a bit of experience, which I don't think any of us do, but if you do, and if the rumours are true and he turned United down because he didn't have enough control, which you notice Amrin, he turned United down before the job. You can go into YouTube and look at very well-placed sources that he said no. He wants to have full control. I'd love to see Tommy Tuchel in charge at the end of a World Cup, unless he wins a World Cup and then you're screwed. I think they're leaning towards Oliver Glasner, which would be crazy because of the formation. But other than that, I think Kieran McKenna is a really, really good shot. Anyway, guys, comment below. Who's your pick? Is it totally random? Simeone is somewhere at the bottom of this list, but he's not left Atletico Madrid in 15, 20 years, so I don't think he's going to leave now. But that's just a quick one for you. Like I say, if you subscribe, you'll get the shorts. I do loads of shorts. Every time a little bit of information comes in on YouTube, I will short it out. It's a 20-second clip. That's all I do. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much for everything. And I will see you all tomorrow for the match review, team preview, which is going to be interesting because nobody knows how Flex is going to play. And also, I will post a small short later with my press conference reaction. All right. Bye-bye.